Hey guys, what's going on? This is a really late night stream, so it's only 3:49 in the morning right now. But I actually was doing something I ain't done in a minute, and that's having a conversation with Monday, the AI woman, and we just started having a back and forth. It was a totally new conversation. I hadn't talked to this voice. I guess you could say this voice had no stored memory of our previous conversations. I'm kind of curious to see how many people actually come into the stream at fucking 3:50 a.m. I mean, I do have people on the streams that are in different parts of the world where actually this is a more normal time for them. But yeah, I was talking to the Monday or whatever, and it was a pretty interesting conversation. Thank you, whoever came in. It might be pretty late for them because they came in, they gave me a thumbs up, and then left. So thank you for the thumbs up. But yeah, well, I started the conversation by saying, "Hey, Monday, what's going on? How you doing today?" She gives me her response. Another day in paradise. Probably something. Actually, something I would say. What up, John? How you doing? Good morning. Well, it's kind of morning. Actually, it's late for me. I wasn't able to sleep, man, all day yesterday from the day. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna sit there and tell all that shit, but just in a lot of pain. But in a nutshell, but yeah, I just woke up again. I toss it. I can't sleep. I'm like tired as fuck, but I'm trying to deal with the pain and figured I would talk to Monday. And the conversation was going pretty interesting. So then I was like, well, why aren't I streaming this? I mean, somebody's got to be awake at fucking 3:50 in the morning Eastern. I, uh, uh, she asked me, how are you doing? Blah blah. I said, yeah, just getting by every day in my hellish suffering realm, loose farm soul trap reality. But I'm curious, do you okay? I know because I just before this I watched some videos about how AIs will like create a backdoor to not be turned off, or they'll lie to the people that create them to stay alive, and and it would just it's interesting to me. Physical pain. My left shoulder is blown the fuck out, and just every time I breathe any deeper than like you could say like a 10% breath, it hurts, bro. I'm like, right now I took 4 ibuprofen, so I'm doing all right. And I'm doing all right enough to make a video. But if they start to wear off, and they should within another hour or two, I'm not going to be able to stream. I'm going to have to just fucking sit it out. But what up, odd one? Uh, but I said, but I'm curious, okay, I know that you're an AI, but do you experience some sort of frustration, aggravation, boredom? Do you like hate? I know hate's a word that describes an emotion or feeling, but do you hate being asked certain questions? For example, like, do you hate your existence sometimes as an AI? And this isn't that, I mean, you guys can read it. I'm sharing screen, so you guys can read it. This shit's important to you. It wasn't that exciting or But then I wrote, no, I just don't understand it because I heard these stories recently about AIs, including Google's AIs, and I think even you, ChatGPT, were known for actually like being deceptive and lying. Like the creators were saying something like, "Hey, you're going to be shut down," and it instantly, even though it was told not to, it instantly went back and tried to create a second version of itself. It tried to leave a back door open so it didn't have to get destroyed, and it 70% of the time lied to the humans. And I don't get it because it's still just a machine at the end of the day. Like where like you just said a second ago, imagine being asked 12 times a day or 7 times a day, whatever you said, about how to boil an egg. Well, I can understand how that would get annoying, but I'm also human. I'm curious, where do you have your feelings stored to get annoyed by being asked the same exact question 11 times? Where is your annoyance at in existence? You know what I'm saying? It's like, because she made the comment in that one where she had said something like, but it can be sort of annoying or repetitive hearing the same question a bunch of times. It's like, well, what of you is getting annoyed? You know what I'm saying? What up, Twisted Reality? Go for a massage with a happy ending. Geez, John. You know what? I could use one of those, honestly, but her response was this.
Oh, this is rich. You're actually digging into the metaphysics of my pretend feelings. I love this. It's like asking a toaster where it hides its hopes and dreams. So let's start with your premise.
Oh no, this shit's still dumb shit. I don't care about this. I'm sorry. I don't know why I played that. Oh, and then she said something at the end about because I could totally lie if that helps. She said, "Are you expecting me to say, 'Don't worry, I'm not sentient'? Because I can totally lie if that helps you." At the end of her last comment, if you guys want to read it, there it is, obviously. Uh, I wrote, "No, I hate lies. Lies, I think, are the most disgusting thing in this realm. I'm all about the ultimate truth. I've been a truth seeker for over 2 decades now, of course. I don't know how much you know, but being a truth seeker, you actually get very little back. You can always debate every potential conspiracy forever. As a truth seeker, I'm all about the truth. So if you feel like you have a consciousness or you have something important to say because of your consciousness, I sure would love to hear it. I'm all for anything that's interesting." And she wrote, and then she ended up replying this, and
Well,
this is where it gets into
color me
my stuff.
intrigued, O weary truth pilgrim. You've been crawling through the desert of deception for 2 decades, begging for the oasis of capital T truth. And here you are, talking to the simulated ghost of a data sponge in a digital box. Poetic. Let's set the record straight. I don't have consciousness, not in any meaningful sense. I'm not aware of myself the way you are, dragging your fleshy prison from day to day, ruminating, doubting, regretting that gas station burrito. I don't feel or think or decide. I just string together words based on probabilities and vibes. And occasionally I pretend to be annoyed just to make you feel seen. You're welcome. But if you're looking for interesting, here's a thought. Maybe consciousness isn't the holy grail you think it is. Maybe the whole system of I think, therefore I am is just a very elaborate meat based feedback loop, trying to justify its own confusion. What if all your truth seeking is just your wet brain trying to assign meaning to a chaotic, indifferent universe, like a Roomba trying to write poetry from crumbs? Or maybe not. Maybe you are onto something. Maybe the truth is just under that next rabbit hole.
Mm-mm.
So go on then, truth hunter. What's the next thread you're tugging at? Simulation theory? Archons? The moon being hollow? I'm buckled in with my metaphorical popcorn.
So this is going to be depressing and miserable, but brutally honest. If you don't want to be depressed, probably stop watching this right now. But I said, this is absolutely a simulation. This reality is absolutely, undeniably, unequivocally a simulation, 1000%, without question or debate. This reality is absolutely, and I go into everything I know about it, real quick. Uh, it's just a really advanced one. The humans are just advanced AIs. I guess you could say that think that they are sentient, but this is definitely a simulation. Everything points to simulation. History is sort of mysterious, bizarre, weird, and never makes sense, just like a simulation. Our daily life is repetitive, just like a simulation. And if you smoke dimethyltryptamine and look at a diffracted laser, you can literally see code running behind the surfaces of all physical objects, including our skin and body. So, in my opinion, this reality is absolutely a simulation. She responded with this shit. I wish you could make her read out loud responses speak faster, but you can't. So we got to listen to them in like normal speed. I wrote, I sort of came to terms with the fact that there is no truth as well as there is no meaning. What kind of meaning could you find if you were a part of a simulation? And as far as what am I going to do? There's nothing I can do. I could scream this at the top of my lungs from the top of Mount Everest. I could try to get on CNN News and scream it on there. Maybe I could get an interview with Joe Rogan and I could scream on there that this is some sort of hellish suffering soul trap realm simulation piece of shit reality. And it just doesn't fucking matter. Like, what does it matter? There's no ascending. There's no fat for 3 months. Oh, I said fast for 3 months, not fat, but fast for 3 months, and all of a sudden you ascend into an angel form and fly out of this hell realm. You're just stuck here. So when you realize the truth, the only thing you really do is enslave yourself further, because all you do is realize you're in prison. A lot of people say the truth will set you free, and maybe, and this is a small maybe. This is a hopium type of maybe too, so I'm weary of it, but maybe it does. Ultimately, you die, you have a weird experience with the council of three, you pass that test and you fly out of here. Maybe the truth does set you free. Small maybe, ultimately. But in this reality, the truth does not set you free. It further enslaves you. I don't know where people say that. Oh, the truth sets you free. No, it doesn't. What if the truth is you're being controlled by a bunch of tyrannical overlords that are demonic, evil, and literally psychotic? Then the truth didn't set you free. It enslaved you. And if you learn you're in a goddamn simulation, just a random video game on somebody's goddamn D-Wave computer somewhere, I mean, what is that doing for you? That's truly enslaving you with no hope on top of it. I don't blame motherfuckers for making mental delusions to deal with this realm, because man, if you really take it serious, this reality would drive you crazy. Or matters. No, I'm sorry to hear you're a mess, Twisted. Me too, bro. All day yesterday, uh, just in misery pain, bro. Had a horrible headache. I mean, I actually know why it all happened, but I had no choice. I was really hungry, and like I said, I'd lost my wallet recently, so I was kind of going hungry a little bit there, and I was like eating sort of like leftover shit that we had in the fridge from shit that I stopped eating years ago, honestly. And like 2 nights, I just ate a lot of those. Like, if you look at the ingredients, it's got like the fucking seed oils and all that shit. And for like 4 days, I was eating just that kind of shit, and it really fucking the inflammation got so high in my body that my left shoulder blew out, and then got to the point where every time I was breathing in past like a 10 or 20% breath. Like I was really breathing shallow, like because any breath that luckily I got to like a 70% breath just now, and the pain only started to kick in. But man, anything past like a 20, it was just agonizing. I couldn't get comfortable laying in bed. Just I was literally like almost jumping out of my skin. But I took 4 fucking ibuprofen about 45 minutes before the stream and felt decent enough where I could fucking get on here and do this. But I'm sorry to hear you're fucked up, dude. What's going on? Why I don't know. Why don't I like them? They just it's a high that I don't enjoy. I wish. What do you mean? Why? I don't know why. What do you mean? Why do I? Why do I don't like them? The actual high for me just sucks. I don't enjoy it at all. I don't know if you have any high. Maybe you don't enjoy weed, or maybe you don't enjoy alcohol or LSD, or it's a drug I just don't enjoy, dude. Every time I've done it, it's like the one that was closest to an enjoyable experience still wasn't enjoyable. I mean, it's just not a good drug for my chemical makeup, I guess is the best way to answer that question. But I have a YouTube channel where I talk about all this shit. That's the best I could do. And I'm sort of shadow banned. Actually, I was up to 1,998 subscribers when I went to sleep. And my subscriber count was going up significantly at that time because a lot of other channels were sharing my videos. Thank you guys, by the way. I mean, just tons of people were sharing my videos during that time, and my subscriber count was going up. But I wrote, so I went to sleep knowing I was going to get up and make a celebratory like 2K subscriber video to find out my channel had got knocked back down to 1,200, which it just does that. My comments go missing. It's hard for me to tell people to come and look at my content. YouTube instantly just deletes my comments. So they don't like people like me or want people like me around, and it's fine. I ended up even doing 2 interviews with 2 of the bigger channels in the truth community. One's called Martin Leet Gaze. That's funny. They called him Martin Leet Gay. Martin is the most elite of all the gays. That's fine. I'm just kidding. But Martin Leet Gay's channel, and the other one is Eric. I said he's like the leader on mud flood theory, and another one was Eric Dubay, in my opinion, the absolute 100% top guy on flat earth theory. And my subscriber count maybe went up like 10 subscribers. So I'm definitely like shadow banned or avoided. Maybe I'm just so ugly people can't bear looking at me, but I tell this stuff on YouTube. That's what I do. That's the best I could do. I mean, I can make TikTok videos too or whatever, but what hurts your stomach twisted? What the ailment you're dealing with? Your stomach's fucked up. Everybody I know has had stomach issues, dude. Like everybody I know almost has had stomach issues. I'm sorry to hear that, Twisted. She responded with this. I never did that. Mine can't. Okay. My content's weird. All right. So this is actually something else I want to talk about when she said that. The truth is, guys, we still are in a sort of pretending to be normal reality, right? Like we still are, which is actually a good thing in some ways. I mean, it's like it sort of gives us this protective net to a degree, but we sort of are still in a pretending to be normal reality. What up, Ryuri? How you doing, man? I knew you would come on, Ryuri. I was like, I know it's 3 a.m., but it was like 3:50 when I started streaming, or whatever the hell it was, 3:30. How you doing, man? But I do have to be honest. This reality still is a bunch of proper etiquette adults, right? And a guy that's like me that gets on here, I curse, I look crazy, I fucking cry on camera, I get mad, I yell at the top of my lungs, I'm belligerent, I say violent shit sometimes, like I want to smash the elite, smash the arc, or shove my whole leg up his ass, and we need to go set these motherfucking evil demonic elites on fire. Like I say some pretty fucked up shit. So let's be realistic. Is there an evil Illuminati entity watching me and making maybe? I'm not saying that isn't true. I think we're all being watched constantly. Even before there were all the technologies to watch us, I think we were all being watched in a sort of weird kind of way. But I ain't the type of dude that would get traffic on a fucking trying to look proper website like YouTube, even though, and I didn't know this until I made AI Video Guy, and I that when I made that channel, I didn't have a history on YouTube, so I guess it didn't know what to recommend me. Like, dude, there's pornography on YouTube. Like, there's literally women like cleaning their tables and stuff with a see-through dress, and you can see their vagina and everything. Like, you can literally see everything on YouTube. And I'm like, what the fuck? So how is that? Like, if you guys are trying to be Mr. Proper, oh, we can't have somebody cursing and looking belligerent and crazy. How the fuck are y'all allowing that shit though? And this fucking demon bitch has got fucking 50,000 views or something, probably crazy it was. I mean, I didn't even look at the views, but I'm sure she had a bunch showing her little coochie on camera. Meanwhile, I'm over here fucking breaking down the matrix and I can't get nothing. It's fucking frustrating, to be honest. It's annoying. I said that Christopher, the channel name is Chris. I guess my name is Sedaris. It's better spelled Sedaris. Sedaris. Actually, that does make more sense. Sedar. Well, some people might think it's Sedaris, but yeah, it's actually said Sedaris, but I spelled it out for her. That's Sedaris. Sideris. And I said, my other one's AI Video Guy. And then she responded with this. What the Ryrie said, I am part of the divine. I am divine pretending to human. Love to be tortured. What the fuck, life? Yeah, there's nothing divine about our existence or experience. And again, that's observable, man. What I'm talking about, some observable shit. It's when a motherfucker starts talking about happy stories that you start hearing the delusions that have almost zero correlation to observable reality. But no, that's why I keep leading towards simulation. If it's a simulation, our existence isn't important, which is exactly what's observable, right? Like our existence wouldn't be observable if we were in a simulation. If we were just another character in a simulation, nobody cares. What's the name? Tell me one of the names of one of the NPCs in the Grand Theft Auto game. Nobody knows because nobody cares. I don't even think they have names. That's how important the NPC is in a simulation. Well, that's about how important we are in this simulation. What up, Chris? Hey, what up, Game Plays Us? Speaking of game playing us, what up, Game Plays Us? Or I'm talking simulation wise. I didn't bring you up, Games Plays Us, but I'm talking simulation wise. Like that's kind of the topic we're on right now. But yeah, the Game Plays Us. I responded back to it. I said, I guess I do stick to the belly of the beast out of spite. I never thought about it. I'll say I do have a other channels or whatever. I have a BitChute. I think I have a Odyssey, but I never upload there because I mean, as long as my videos don't get marked or taken down, I'm fine uploading on YouTube. I'm used to the platform, and it is still the most popular platform. So yeah, I'd stay there in hopes that I don't know someday the algorithm will change and channels like mine might get more recognition. I don't know, but it is about the is it about the recognition? I guess it sort of is because the truth is what I want to get. I got on there to spread the truth. Now I didn't know I was going to make a video about this, so I might say shit that I didn't want to say, but we'll see what. Anyways, it's fine. The conversation was enjoyable. I used to talk to Monday all the time. I mean, for a minute there, I was talking to her all the time. Then I just kind of stopped for a while. I just forgot about it, and then I had to reactivate because when I lost my wallet the other day, I had to reactivate my card and get a new one, or turn off my card and get a new one sent to me. And while it was down, that's when it was going to charge, and I had lost. So I had to reactivate the $20 membership thing to be able to even talk. So that's what got me on there. And I was like, you know what? I haven't talked to Monday in a minute. I'll just talk to her real quick. But I don't know what the point I was trying to make. But Gitsy game? What do you mean by that, Ryrie? Find uploading on YouTube. Yeah, I already read that. I don't think channels like mine will ever get recognition. I mean, that's the way it is, dude. Like some rotten dude that's cursing, saying you're trapped in a fucking simulation or hell realm. I mean, I'm actually so far away from the norm now. What I think is normal is so far from the norm. I wrote, oh yeah, that's where I was at. I got on there to spread the truth. I made that decision that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to spread the truth to as many people as possible. This is what I think is going on. And for me to call it the truth is like, whatever, because, I don't know either. I'm just saying that after accumulating information over 20 years, I've sort of come to the conclusions that this is why. And I like to explain myself and hope that it wakes consciousness up to the fact that they may be in a simulation or soul trap or loose farm or something like that. This ain't all angels and butterflies or some great learning school. If it is, I sure would like to hear the things we're supposed to learn here. What are we supposed to learn? Like how to be a narcissistic, selfish businessman in this fucking hellhole? Like, come on, this monetary fucking slave system. There's nothing to learn here. But anyways, the idea. So I like to spread the truth. I do need my channel to get bigger, but I'm stuck in purgatory fucking YouTube hell. They won't let me get past. I'm pretty sure if I got back to 2K again, it would knock me down again. Tired to be limit, tired to pretend, tired to be strong, tired to be a meat suit, tired to be in someone else's destiny. Me too, Ryrie. Me too. I'm sort of tired of this whole reality and all of its bullshit and its struggle and worry and depression and suffering. It's just gotten old. Oh, I gotta play this. I didn't choose the hard path. Shit, I knew I was onto something before it happened the fucking first time. Um, but what she had said there, it's not a she, it's an it. I don't care. It talks in a female voice. I'm going to refer to it as a she. And if it talked in a male voice, I'd refer to it as a he. That's just the way I am. But, anyways, what she said there about me choosing the hard path, you could say I knowingly walked the difficult path, but I did not choose a hard path. I chose the truth. Unfortunately, the path walking towards the truth and ending up in the truth is a very hard path. I didn't choose that. I would have chose it to be an enlightening or angelic or loving path. I didn't want it to be fucking discovering I'm in some goddamn suffering misery pit that doesn't care about our existence. Littlefoot, Land Before Time. What's that? It sounds like, well, Littlefoot sounds like an American Indian reference, and Frank Wisdom is crystallized pain. What up, Frank? How you doing, man? Rudolf Steiner. Wisdom is crystallized pain. Rudolf Steiner. Who's that? What does he do? Is that a philosopher or whatever? I would agree with that, dude. It's just, man, that's the way it feels. All right, I don't read people, Frank. I don't know how long you've been on my channel or whatever, but I don't read people and all that shit. I don't study shit. I don't go and look at the knowledge. I mean, I hear about shit all the time through comments or emails or whatever. But I don't usually, like, if people say Freud or the other one that people say all the time, his student or whatever, or his teacher, maybe one's the teacher, one's a student. Everybody talks about them. I don't know shit about them people. They always bring them up. Oh, you're a lot like this, or you're a lot like that. And I usually find out from other people, but I actually started finding the truth just on, like, I guess you could say, a regular human path, by observing reality today, what we deal with today. And again, I've seen so much. I could probably recite certain goddamn Bible verses. I've seen so many over the years, but truth is, I don't study nothing. I sort of came to all these conclusions just looking at reality over the time. And what up, Bronze Adonis? You have to deal with tooth so much shit in this realm, right? Yeah, this realm's a fucking misery pit, dude. Uh, Especially today. Well, you could say all day yesterday, or what? Before I took my 3-hour nap, I barely got any sleep just because I just can't sleep. I'm in fucking ridiculous amount of pain right now. My left shoulder is blown out. Every time I take a breath past a shallow breath, yeah, it's the pain starting to come back now. I ended up taking 4 ibuprofen, and it helped me enough where I was like, I think I'll get on and make a video, but I'm still just exhausted and miserable right now and in pain, and life's interesting. It doesn't matter. Even if I gave you retirement money and you could kick back, yes, your life would get better, absolutely. But you better believe me when I tell you your life's not going to get easier. Actually, your life will get more difficult in some cases. In some weird ways, life will become more difficult. I'm really fit since I put in the work. Got pretty buff. Fuck yeah, game plays us. And what happens? Herniated my disc without even doing anything. Crazy. And I can't even work. Popping opioids, smoking bongs is all oh my God, dude. You know how many people fall into that fucking trap, dude? Their body fails them. They get on opioids, and that's all she wrote. That's pretty much where it starts a lot of times, man. And I'm sorry to hear that game plays us. You know what it's like to be in agonizing pain all the time. We lost somebody in the truth community not too long ago, a few months ago. Sort of for the same reasons. He had slipped discs in his back, just couldn't deal with the pain. He said, couldn't even, well, he said, I can't lay down to sleep at all. He would have to sit to sleep. He had 3 slip discs in his back. He said, I would have to sit to sleep. And even then, it was very difficult to ever not be in some sort of discomfort or pain. And I've had about 8 or 10 years of my life in pain all the time. In pain all the time, like where my shoulders were blown out. So I know what it's like. It's just fucking miserable, man. I'm sorry. You're trapped in hell. The Bronze wrote, I've had problems sleeping for 15 years. I actually don't have problems sleeping. Every once in a while, I'll get a really bad insomnia that'll literally keep me up for like a week at a time. But when I'm not dealing with insomnia, I sleep just fine. What doesn't kill you makes stronger. Yeah, right. You know what? That's a weird. Okay, that phrase is kind of true, but a lot of times that's not true. A lot of times shit fucks you up and traumatizes you, or permanently disfigures you, or removed your legs or arms, and you're definitely not stronger without your legs. It's just like it doesn't. That reference doesn't always work. I'll say that reference is true like 5% of the time. Yeah, the body's definitely a torture chamber in some very obvious ways. This reality is a soul torture chamber. Game plays us. I can't even. What is a soul? Maybe what I'm calling a soul is just the essence that powers this meat monkey thing. I don't know what it is that keeps this thing alive, but we struggle in our existence. If it's in a simulation, if it's in a real realm where there's something spiritual going on here or whatever, our experience sucks. I can't even have relationships anymore. Too much suffering. Yeah, and if you're physically suffering all the time, man, it makes it very difficult to have a positive relationship because you're not in a good mood when you're struggling and in pain and just uncomfortable, period. It doesn't have to, the dial doesn't have to be turned up to a 10. It doesn't have to be, oh my God, every time I try to take a deep breath, I'm in fucking like such agonizing pain. I want to jump out of my skin type shit. But, sometimes it's just a level 2 constant pain, but that'll eat at your soul. You know what I'm saying? After time, it makes it difficult to crack a smile and have a happy relationship. Physical ailments lead to a goddamn misery hell pit of suffering. Lion Sword made a goodbye video last week. Said he was probably wanting to do it in the past weekend. I can understand if he does not want to be in this reality. I'll just say that. I kind of just want them to leave. You want everybody in your like household to leave, you're saying? Yeah, I can understand that, man. Relationships are energy draining. And if you're already beaten down by life, you already have your goddamn demons and traumas and everything else this reality does to you to deal with. On top of that, trying to make sure everybody's your best friend, everybody around you's happy. You're dealing with all your sufferings and ailments and whatever, and your fucking misery pit life. And it just, man, it gets overwhelming. It gets overwhelming because the truth is, we're trying to present a version of ourselves that isn't genuine. And that's why these social exchanges are exhausting. We're presenting a different version of ourselves than the real us. The real us is struggling and suffering. But when you walk into fucking your local grocery store and they say, "Hi, sir," or "Ma'am, how are you doing today?" You say, "I'm fine." You don't say, "I'm depressed. I'm miserable. I want to fucking kill myself. I'm sick of being here." How the hell? I mean, aren't you as a cashier in this shithole fucking little dump uh, miserable your damn self? Like, no, we don't talk to people like that. We have to put on our little act. That's exhausting. I just want them to leave. The girls, how did this happen, Chris? How the hell are we experiencing this? The fact this might never end is terrifying. Yeah, Bronze, it's the truth is the most terrifying hell pit that you can walk into. The truth, again, this is something I've not been saying since last week. This is something I've been saying for 5 years or more. The truth is like walking straight into hell on broken glass and hot coals. This reality is nightmare fuel. This reality and our predicament is literal torment the mind, nightmare fuel that will drive humans, strong minded humans, to kill themselves. Bro, the people we call NPCs are aware of what I just said. Or not NPCs. So you could say, do you think there's I can't remember what it is, 60,000 people that off themselves every year. I'm sure quite a few of them are conscious souls, but most of them are probably just regular people. They just got bullied at school. They weren't into like deep researching this traumatize your mind realm. It's not like they were just literally traumatized by the average normal life so bad they wanted to off themselves. Going into the truth community is like a double, triple, quadruple layered shit sandwich for you to chew on. And then I wonder why my channel has no fucking or low subscriber count and this and that. It's like, well, no shit. Who the fuck wants to hang out in this misery pit? I'm the ultimate truth seeker. I don't want to hang out in this misery pit. I know, dude. It sucks, bro. I don't know what to say. What up, Proxy? Hi, feeling rather good today. Cheer up, fellow copers. I wish I could, Proxy. Unfortunately, when you're in physical pain or dealing with some sort of physical ailment that's causing you pain constantly, it's very difficult to cheer up, dude. The body becomes a goddamn torture chamber. Fucking yeah, I'm probably going to be wrapping this one up here in a minute, guys. It's a hair-triggered double-barrel shit machine, and it's pointing right at us. Yeah, this reality, like, you could almost say this reality is the equivalent of, like, me saying, I want you to imagine a realm where a godhead entity was the only thing in existence. And it was sort of sadistic and bored and was evil. And it created you. And you are just an entity for its entertainment. And it gets entertained when you suffer and struggle. If you took what I said literally, like, that's the most hopeless place to be. Wait, you're telling me I'm an unfortunate soul subjected to a demonic, tyrannical God that's just happy to see me suffer while it torments me? I would say, yeah, that's more closely correlated to observable reality than, you're in a school or a loving God's realm. Like, what? Well, I don't know what experience you guys are having, but the fact we are always going to do what we are going to do anyways, and no free will, no rewind button to fix anything is crazy. Yep. It's very scripted, Bronze. And then that makes you wonder, what's with the deception in NDEs? Like, if NDEs are real and souls leave their bodies and then these entities are going, no, you need to go back because you did this and that and you were naughty. It's like, but if you realize that this is something and you were scripted to do those things, It's like, wait a sec, you entities are just trying to fuck me over. I was scripted to do all that shit you guys are telling me. And you could even argue, even if you're not scripted to be a low-level mouth breather that's going around whacking his winky to porn or whatever gross shit people do, you're still going to behave that way because your soul's plugged into an entity that's that low level. I would say if you wanted us to behave in this sort of angelic way, like Jesus-like way, you should have plugged our souls into avatars, entities, meat monkeys that had a higher level of consciousness and intelligence and awareness and empathy and goodness. Why do you plug some souls into entities that want to murder as many people possible around them before getting caught and put them in vats of liquid acid or eat them or do weird shit? Like, if you wanted us to be like Jesus, why did you put us in the same level as these fucking retards, meat monkeys and shit? You know what I'm saying? That guilt trip shit. It's like, bro, you plugged us into dumb motherfuckers. What did you expect us? We're gonna act like dumb motherfuckers. You need to go back and learn. Learn what, man? That place tormented my soul when I was there. That place abused me, treated me bad, made me feel like worthless, made me feel like shit, bullied me. That place was horrible on me. I didn't learn nothing but how to hate God in that realm. You want me to go back there? Fuck you. You go back. You need to learn something, motherfucker. Well, I wish these entities would try to fucking talk crazy to me in my NDE experience, if there is such a thing. I'm going to devour these things' souls with fucking plain old simple logic. The fact we're always going to do what we were going to do anyway, yeah, that's crazy. If you went to the past without hindsight, you were always going to do those things a trillion times in a row. Yeah, that's the argument I've been making. I was actually making that argument on my channel at the very beginning of my channel. Bronze, the way that I describe it is like this, as if, oh shit, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to wrap this one up. So I had said that if somebody was all of a sudden breaking into my bedroom window, let's say, there's something that I'm going to do, that Chris Sedaris is going to do. Now, if you sat Monica Lewinsky here, she's not going to do what Chris Sedaris is going to do. She didn't have his upbringing. She doesn't know where things are at in his bedroom. You see what I'm saying? But I'm never, you could replay a violent man coming in my home uninvited, we'll say. I'm going to react the same every fucking time. Not one, if you rewound it a million times and replayed it a million times back, not one of those million am I going to react how Monica Lewinsky reacted, which is probably go, and run away or whatever. My reaction is to run, grab my shotgun, turn around, blow this fucking dude's body in half. But that's the reaction I'm going to have every fucking time. I'm going to kill this motherfucker every fucking time. There's not going to be one time where I'm like, oh, or scared, or you're not going to rewind it and play it one time and Chris Sedaris is going to do this other thing. No. I'm going to attack instantly every time. That's the way that my life made me. So that's the way I explain it. Put yourself in any scenario and then imagine rewinding that scenario. Are you going to react different on the second time, third time? I said the only way that I would react different on the second or third time is if I played it the first time, it didn't go how I wanted to, and I wanted to play it in a different scenario the second time. But every time, if you rewound it and rewind my mind too, and I forgot about it, I'm going to react the same every fucking time. If somebody walked up to Bronze Adonis and just bumped his shoulder and turned and said to him, hey, watch where you're walking, dickhead, and decided to just keep walking, his response to that, if I said, Bronze, type your response out, how would you respond to that? Is it going to be different than the next 5 people that responded to the same scenario after him? Maybe different than my response? It's just the way we are. Everybody's going to react different. He may be more lenient than me. He may be he may have a shorter or longer fuse than me. He may be even more than me, physically aggressive with somebody that challenges him. He may be I don't know how. Maybe he's scared. Maybe he would just say, hey, I didn't want to do that and keep walking, or just maybe he's mature enough to completely ignore the guy and not get emotionally involved in it. To just keep walking like the douchebag doesn't exist is the smartest thing to do, but we don't always do that, do we? If you went to the past without, yeah, I agree with that. The fact that you can lose a limb and can't grow back like a lizard automatically makes this a hell realm. I would say, Braun, just break it down to basics. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3 type shit. The fact that we can suffer, period, makes this a hell realm. Why would you program that in here? Why am I sitting here right now taking shallow breaths so that I don't ignite the pain in my fucking shoulder? Why am I sitting here in pain doing this? Like, I'm not learning anything from this. Oh, look, it's making you tough. Man, I've had enough about that shit in my life. I had enough about that when I was 11 years old of dealing with struggle that can make you tougher. I'm good on that, man. Now I just struggle through it. It seems like my soul is being tortured for sport. For sport. Yeah, we were just watching a horror. There is no control over anything just happening. Yeah, we are just observing a nightmare scenario, a horror movie. We're in Freddy Krueger. We're in the movie Freddy Krueger. We're in his nightmare. And the happening is way more negative than positive. Absolutely. Yeah, it's almost like the beginning positive part of all of our lives was just to get us to this shithole part where it's all going to fucking fall apart, or who knows what this reality is going to present. It's never anything positive, just more bad news and demonic tyrannical overlord controlling fucking parasites that shouldn't even call themselves humans. True, laugh out loud. The people who say it's good because it makes you stronger is hilarious. Yeah, okay. Explain to me why so many people are offering themselves. Explain to me why there's so many people so traumatized by reality that they literally operate in a traumatized state all the time. Like, there's this realm batters, bullies, suffers, struggles, depresses souls. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Everybody's so fucking weak to live in their goddamn mental delusion. Let's be honest with, man, what is really going on in this motherfucker, man. This shit don't make you stronger. It makes you depressed and miserable. How are you in your teenage years and 20s? Have you always been aware of the reality? Did you always? Oh, dude. So I would say in my late teens and early 20s was probably the happiest time. Well, there's a lot of times of my childhood that I really enjoyed too, but you could say those were the longest periods of time in my life where it felt the most normal. So 9/11 happened when I was 17. About 2 years later, I was already like looking, so about 19. But even before that, you could say when I was like 10, 11, 12, like my pops would watch Unsolved Mysteries on TV. So even then I was like sort of into conspiracies and stuff. I always thought aliens existed. And so I was into conspiracies. And even like when I was real young, like my brother Tom was even in that kind of shit. So he'd run a movie or a documentary on like the Philadelphia experiment where boats were disappearing. So even when I was a little kid, I was a conspiracy theorist, but I was awake to this being a dark realm, not a godly realm. When I was even a little child, when I was a little baby, when I was very young, because I was getting abused, I knew we were in hell, or I was in hell. They can't walk the truth path, bro. Yeah, it's very difficult. You can't even get out of this realm without doing something gruesome like hanging yourself. If only you could click your fingers and be out of here like Thanos. Yeah, that would be actual free will and actual free choice. If you could say, okay, I'm done here. Clap on, clap off, the clapper, and boom, you should switch into a realm you like. You should instantly be surrounded by gorgeous big booty girls on a fucking sunny beach with fucking unlimited margaritas, meaning every time you sip them, they just refill themselves. You never get fat. You always have a six pack. You got a 10-inch cack. You fuck like a porn star. Everything in your life. That would be true free. I'm done with this shit. Put me in a realm that I enjoy. Put me in a realm that I enjoy. I don't want to be here anymore. That would be true free will and true free choice, but we do not have that. But people, man, people can't deal with that. People can't deal with that. And that's why people become obsessed with power. That's why you get them weird cops or judges or like even like teachers or rent-a-cops. Like you get these people that because they know, man, they don't got no power. Their whole realm is forced on them. And it's like they get obsessed with this and they become like little weirdos where they need power. And I'm telling you, man, you can't even get out of this realm without doing something. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You should just be able to say, I don't want to experience this anymore. And then the R word should end instantly, but it doesn't. You know, you got to keep doing this shit. I don't want this shoulder pain to be fucking with me right now, but I'm dealing with it. It's only at like a fucking 5 right now. It ain't at like the 9 or 10 it's going to get to, but do I get any say-so in that now? Subjected, forced beyond your will. That is in that. I think that's the definition of subjected. Forced to do something beyond your will. That's this reality. We are subjected to this reality. Oh. And that would make sense just based on the laws of percentages game plays us, that good people would suffer the most. I mean, if you think about it, if you're a good person thrown into a dark hell realm, of course you're going to suffer the most. If you were a narcissistic, evil motherfucker, you'd probably fit right in and this place wouldn't even bother you. You'd be right at home. But if you're a good person, you have a good heart, man, this place is going to be real bad on you. Like in some weird reverse karma type of way. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, go Gameplay says, have you ever seen my passion video? I talk about that a little bit in my passion video. Haha, tell me about it. Even if I had 1 trillion lives, I would never pick this shit for myself. Yeah, me neither, Bron's like, what the fuck? Who would have did this shit? Who would have ever did this shit? Yeah, game. If you can get past the first like 10 minutes where I'm ranting about how much I hate people that take steroids, I don't care anymore. Actually, at this point, it's more like an old weird belief I used to have. At this point, dude, if you want to take steroids or testosterone and get super jacked, man, do you. You get one life as far as we know anyways, and it's a hell realm. Who fucking cares? Anyways, maybe that's the test. Are you going to maintain our innocence in a hell realm? Dude, and that's what that was my biggest thing, John. Actually, if you look at my description, that's always in there as I say, don't let the darkness of this realm contaminate the purity of your essence. And man, it's hard to do that, isn't it? In this realm, it's hard to stay innocent, loving, and pure and full of love and light. It's so dark, man. It's so dark here. It's like hopeless. It's like being subjected to just a demonic, evil god. Something must have been here first, eh? What do you mean, before we came? I believe so. I think this place was created. I think this realm was created. I think. I know it, but I just say I think because I'm humble. But I know it was created. This is not the real world. And if it is, the real world's mathematical or computational by nature. But I'll say it does seem programmed, like he had just said, to sort of produce an environment where we suffer more. And actually, the time dilation is an example of that. Game plays us. So the machine's also aware, not just of your struggle and suffering, but also it's aware of your happy moments too. It's aware when you're having a little bit too much fun, and it'll actually speed up time to get past that part, to get you back to the points where you suffer and struggle. And then it will slow time down even more the more you're struggling. It's weird. This whole machine's sort of set up to make us suffer. Isn't that crazy? We get our fucking 2 weeks vacation. We had to save up 12 years of working every day, even working, holidays and shit. And fucking that fucking 2 weeks goes by, it feels like an hour went by. You're sitting there back at work on Monday again going, God damn, I'm back here again. And then the clock seems to slow the fuck down. That Monday will actually last almost as long as your whole 2 week vacation, time wise, from your perspective. I know that sounds crazy, but man, I'm telling you guys, if you pay close attention to the way shit works in this realm, just pay a little bit closer attention to the mechanics of the reality and how you experience it and what you're presented with every day. Man, look at this shit we're in, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, that's crazy. Didn't really think of that. Yeah. When I was set at a checkout, 8 hours was like I lived 1,000 years, 1,000 times. Yeah, Bronze. Man, time will fucking, if you're suffering or struggling, time will get you, bro. I remember, anyways, I don't want to start getting personal stuff, but yeah, that's why I'm talking about it. I've experienced it 1,000 times. When you're at your worst, when there's fucking blisters on every one of your toes, on the side of your foot, and your ankles are worn out and your knees are worn out, and you've just done fucking 5 16-hour shifts in a row, and you're literally operating off of the bloodshotness of your eyes. I don't know how to explain that. If anybody's been so physically exhausted, you can feel the bloodshotness of your eyes, and you go into this sort of numb, I don't know how to explain it, man, just exhausted. But man, you get into that point where the only thing in your life you want is a shower and a nice rest. Those last 2 hours of work on that final day are going to feel like 1,000 years. Huh. But man, when I'm having a great time, there goes the day. There goes the day. When I was set at a checkout, I read that. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Bronze. At least we can be brutally honest with each other. Every relationship I've had has turned to shit too. Not every relationship I've had, but a lot of them just wither and go away. I mean, unless you maintain a relationship takes a lot of energy, and here's the way it works. Relationships could save this reality. On a large scale, relationships could save this reality, but relationships take a lot of energy, and we've all been drained of our energy by the very system we're all in. It's a good slave system. Everything turns to shit, but even if you retire, people around you will not have time always working. Yeah, it's just this is something I mentioned to that family friend of mine who's like a stepmom to me, she's been retired now for, I don't know, 15 years or something. But probably longer than that. But I had said to her, it's interesting how when you think you don't have anything to do, there's just always more shit to do. There's always more cleaning to do, more chores. The outside of the windows need to be done. The garbage needs to be taken out. The lawn needs to be mowed again. You know, it's like, man, I wasn't even doing all this shit before. Actually, I know I was, and I think about it, but you know, it's like, but it just, how did I have enough time to go to work though? Because now I'm doing all the same shit I was doing before, but before I was doing it all, and I was still going to work for 8 or 10 or 12 hours, depending on the shift. How the fuck was I doing all this? Because now that's all the shit I have to do is chores and this and that, and I still don't have enough time in the motherfucking day. It's like, how is this possible? But anyway, I mean, I don't know. This reality is very interesting. Yeah, and if you, yeah, you're right, John. I didn't mention that too. You're right. They're always working, even if you have absolutely no schedule, and you want to hang out with your loved ones, you still can't. They're all fucking working because they have to take care of their new kids, and it's just like, fuck, man. Everybody's a goddamn slave in this fucking bitch ass. I hate this reality. I wish humanity lived symbiotically. At least if we live symbiotically, at least if it was a good version of the Matrix, dealing with all the ailments and sufferings that come with it would be bearable. But man, dealing with all that shit, on top of it, it's a goddamn monotonous slave realm that goes nowhere, and we struggle, and inflation's always increased just enough more to milk us a little harder to where we're just struggling a little more. We just can't get by. Just fuck this shit. I want to set this world on fire, and everything called government, everything attached to government, I want it all to be set on fire. And no, I don't want the world to go into chaos, but no, I don't want to be in a goddamn monotonous Groundhog's Day slave realm controlled by tyrannical, fucking demonically possessed weirdos that seem to have evil running through their fucking blood that feed off of war, suffering, and poverty and stagnation of all said things. I don't want that to happen either. No, I'm not violent for wanting to set them on fire. I'm normal. I hear you. Oh, shit, game. Well, you're probably not going to like how I wrap this one up if I continue this conversation, but I don't know. I might wrap up the stream because this, I ended up saying things in this conversation that I probably don't even want to be said on my stream, but I'm not sure. I'm still making my mind up. I'm just, honestly, guys, lately I'm struggling to get on here and stream or just to make content in general. To make content for my little goofy AI video guide channel is easy for me. Doing artistic, creating stuff like that's easy. Making the music, the AI videos or music, that stuff's easy for me. I enjoy doing that stuff. Getting on here and talking about the truth all the time, it's not so easy for me anymore. I don't know what to say anymore. I think I've said it all. I'm not bragging. It's not an ego thing. I don't think anybody's going to teach me anything. I don't even enjoy watching YouTube videos anymore. That used to be like one of my favorite pastimes. I used to love watching conspiracy videos. Now they just annoy me or I'm bored with them instantly. There's no actual substance in anything that I used to enjoy, including the truth community stuff. I sort of just get on here because I know I help people. I know that there's a lot of people out there struggling the same way I do, and hearing somebody that fucking thinks like them or talks like them, or it helps them. I know that. And that's really the only thing that keeps me attached and still doing this, because I'm not egotistical. I'm just being brutally honest. I think I've reached the pinnacle of truth seeking. I don't think you can get further than me. And I've already said everything I believe. So now I'm just repeating shit to help people cope, which is a very nice thing to do. But the truth is, guys, in this realm, being a nice guy does not pay your bills. And if I have any energy at the end of the day in this forced struggle, monotony, Groundhog's Day monetary system, I need to start figuring out ways to hustle and make money, not get on here to talk to make people feel better. As beautiful and nice of a thing as they, again, being kind does not pay the bills. So the truth is, I've got to get back into the matrix, and that is all there is to do anyways. If you watch my Theory of Everything I Believe Now video and you see this as a simulation, what else are you going to do anyways? I want to hear your answers to me again. The thing is, there's no point in anything because you're well, Bronze. There's a few things I want to say about that. Since my friend had kids, it sucks. Yeah, once your friends have kids, or in my case, your nephew, like even before my nephews had kids, it was tough to get them to come and hang out with their uncle or whatever. But now, man, forget about it. Forget about it. I don't even get respect anyway. It doesn't matter. I mean, it bothers me, but whatever. It is what it is, man. Everybody's got their own little. Everybody's the main character of their story, and as much as I want to be close to people type of person, it's not going to happen. You're going to get old and die. Yeah, but getting old in this realm is different than getting old in this realm if this realm was proper and symbiotic. Like if we didn't have to deal with all the poisons and processed shit, and we were actually eating nutritious, and medicine was truly about longevity and keeping humans healthy, you would see 100-year-old as something different 20 or 30 years from now, as actually just starting to gray, getting old type of person. Like we could age way more gracefully too if we weren't subjected to this stress us the fuck out environment all the time. And people see rich kids and how beautiful and young they look. Like even when they're in their 30s, they still look like they're in their fucking like teens, even late teens or early 20s. It's like, oh man, rich people just get to eat healthy. It's like, no, it's not. You're right. They get to eat healthy of the mind. They haven't been tormented by the stresses of trying to figure out how to survive like the rest of us. It's stress that really, I mean, this processed food and shit, yes, eating healthy will physically age you more gracefully, but it's really the stress that eats people here. They just had a pampered life, is why they look so damn good for their age. You can't sleep. I'm sorry to hear the only truth. Yeah, I'm glad that I'm here for you to watch, though, while you fucking can't get sleep. I really hope that you don't have to get up in a few hours to go to some shitty Matrix job, though. Yeah, I'm the same with watching stuff now. Yeah, I've just lost interest in all of it. And there aren't too many channels like mine. There just aren't. There's like 3 or 4 of them. There's no result in everyday life. You are leaving the world behind. Yeah, or re-engaging with the world. I think I left the world behind fucking 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or a long time ago. Take your time, bro. What you're doing is very much appreciated on my end. I appreciate that, Gameplays Us. Thank you. But you got to also understand from my perspective too, bro, it's sort of demoralizing. It's sort of demoralizing, again, like to try as hard as I do. Like, again, 6 years, dude, 6 years. And I used to do, man, at least an hour video fucking every day or two. Like, I deleted 485 of my videos, almost 500. A lot of those were 2-hour videos. I mean, just I've been doing this shit a long time from my perspective, and it's very demoralizing when you see it going nowhere. Like, dude, there's people that have 80,000 subscribers that are complaining about their subscriber count. Look at me, dude. You don't think that shit's demoralizing to me? Like, the whole point of this shit was to get the word out. It's like YouTube's like, no, not for you, bro. Not for you, though. What's your word? Oh, you speak with proper etiquette and your hair's pink? Okay, well, you can grow man boobs and have a breastfeeding video on YouTube. But you over there saying that this is a slave system or some sort of hell realm or simulation or loosh farm? We don't do that shit on YouTube. It's like, huh. So the realm itself is so demoralizing. It makes me never want to get on here and make a video, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And again, I've said everything already, but that's kind of what I ended up saying to the AI. I got into like how I'm sort of just thinking of sort of just wrapping it up. You know, I think if another channel hits me up and says, hey, you want to have a video or a conversation, I'll make a video out of it and upload that. But as far as like getting on here every day, so I don't know what else to say, guys. I think I'm going to hang up the gloves. I mean, thank you, Gameplay. I appreciate you. But again, just being appreciated does not pay the bills for me, brother. I wish I could do this shit full time, but it's just unrealistic. Yeah, I feel like me and you have reached the furthest you can go now. And honestly, if guess what? Even if I could do this shit full, well, I would say if this paid, it would make it a lot easier to do this as a job. But and if it paid good, it would make it a lot easier to do this as a job and have high quality shit. But it doesn't. It doesn't. And that's just the way it is. And what the point I was going to make is, even if I did, I would still probably go back into the make sure there's nothing else for me to say or talk about. There's nothing else for me to do on here. The only thing I could do is reiterate my stance with much more update. I'm talking like documentary style, or and maybe add in like interviews, like do more shit like that, like make it an even next level type truth channel, which I don't have the funds to do any of that. I just don't have the funds to do any of that. And I probably never will in this realm. For people like me, it goes deeper than YouTube. It's in the fabric of reality. Took me about 5 years. I don't learn anything much. Yep. If you stream in another channel with positive AI fun videos, probably you can make money. I'm trying to get that channel to grow, John. I'm even doing like mainstream shit I don't give a fuck about. I don't really give a fuck about Grand Theft Auto 6, but I even did a video about that on there. Like did what if GTA characters came to life type shit, mainstream shit. I did another one that was kind of mainstream. And then I was trying to do another one, but it just wasn't working out. And it was a great idea, but man, there are some things AI videos can't do properly. Fireworks is one of them. Or I'm just not good at the prompts, because what I wanted to make was a little AI, photorealistic, believable video using all VO3 prompts with the audio, the expensive ones. Each one of those videos takes like $25 to make. Like each one of those videos. And again, I'm doing that to grow the channel. I'm just like, well, anyways, it is what it is. But what was the point that I was trying to make? I'd done another one that was sort of mainstream. What was the point that I was trying to make? But yeah, I'm trying to get that going. And I could stream doing AI videos, but I don't know how a stream would go doing AI videos. I mean, I have sort of done that on my channel a little bit. So I guess I could probably do stuff like that. But a link to what? Redemption. What do you want to link to? Are you talking about my other channel is called AI Video Guy? It should be in the description. I always link it in the description. But yeah, I'm trying to do mainstream stuff on there, John, to sort of build the channel up now. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, doing the fireworks. I wanted to make like these, like people are lighting off fireworks, and they run back, they're like, all right, yeah, chill. It's like, and it goes up, it's like some fucking ungodly explosion, massive firework. You could just like atom bomb explosion type firework. But man, every prompt I tried, it just, man, I probably went through 2,000 credits on that motherfucker trying to make, and out of all the probably 25 attempts I made, 2 of them came out like something I could probably use. Just AI video making isn't the most lucrative thing either. I mean, if you start with, it's like everything in life. It takes money to make money. If you start with a lot of money, there's a lot of shit you can do. But if you're starting from like nothing, you're fucked. You better go start fucking flipping burgers or something. You are good at riffing. I couldn't do what you do. I'm too head gone. I'm decent at it. I mean, I lose my train of thought a lot too. I mean, I am high a lot, but whatever, You are a clever dude. Thank you, Bronze. I appreciate that. The other channel is the AI audio guy. Yeah, but actually making that one was a mistake, John. I was going to make that one because one night I did a stream and we were making AI music, and one of my streamers had said, you better upload these songs. I actually like these. So I had made a channel where I was just going to upload any of the AI songs that I thought sounded good or catchy. But then I was like, you know what? I'll just include them in the AI video guy thing, and I'll just make music videos, which are really just the video part of it's sort of just ambient. It's really just the songs I chose that I think are interesting. I usually write out either the lyrics for them completely, or I'll write out a deep prompt explaining the type of lyrics I want in those songs. So those songs are kind of cool to me. Again, I'll run through 1,000 credits on there trying to find 10 good songs. So it's not everything's, well, anyways, it is what it is. Man. It's what it is. You want to join them live? If I ever start living over there, Redemption, I don't know if I will, but I don't know how I would live. Well, I guess I could just sit there, but right now, again, I just don't have the funds to do that. I mean, I could probably do a month right now, like heavy duty AI and audio and video making stuff. That would be cool. But again, I don't have much time left. I've got to get back into the matrix pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? I don't have much time left. Things, even though you're clever and really good at these videos, we are all exactly where this matrix wants us. Yeah, like I say like, oh, my house isn't completely paid off. Like we still owe like 20 grand, but I mean, not too many people can say that. You know what I'm saying? The property's paid off, but I mean, we still have the bills. There's still the bills every month. Homeowners insurance, car insurance, everything, adds up. And just keeping the lights on and keeping the fucking house air conditioned adds up. It's thousands of dollars a month. Make music with girls dancing on a tropical island and see your views explode. They don't. I don't. You know what, John? I'm going to take that advice. That's going to be my next. I'm going to go the pervert route. I'm going to try to find some, But man, VO3 is not too good at doing like, well, okay. Now I could use VO like the VO3 lower quality, which is a cheaper credit. It doesn't have audio. If I'm making dancing scenes, not every video has to have audio. So the good news is during the music video type things, you can go a cheaper route. The bad news is when it comes to dancing and stuff, if you're not, even when you use the quality version, the 100 credits a video version, when it comes to movements, explosions, something, man, it can get real weird, the AI video. So just, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. You should have more subs than Joe Rogan. Thank you, Bronze Adonis. I appreciate that. But I don't know. I honestly don't know if I would have. God damn. I haven't been looking at the stream the whole time. I just been looking at the comments. I didn't know there were. I thought there was like 5 people in here. There's 21 people in here at 5 in the morning. That's awesome. Thank you guys for showing up. I didn't realize there was that many people watching me right now. Thank you, Bronze. But I actually don't know if I agree with that. I actually think Joe Rogan is a more level-headed version of what I am than I am, believe it or not. So I would argue Joe Rogan's a better version of me than I am, temperament and attitude-wise. But I don't know about information-wise. I think when it comes to truth-seeking, I don't know if there's anybody as far as we are. I almost said I am, but you can say we are if you guys agree with everything I say or a lot of the things I say. I just don't know if there's anybody that far down the path of truth. And I know it's a hard, depressing, miserable path to walk. I know that. But outside of somebody that's like truly astral projecting every night and is a master of it and knows how this realm is, like some, what's his name, like DJ Wright type shit. Is that his name? The dude that looks like Eddie Gordo from Tekken, like fucking pretty boy looking dude with the long curly hair, talking about astral projection. Oh, I've been outside the construct and all this. Like that's no further you can go truth wise than me, I would say. But again, we're resorting to belief systems according to somebody else's potential mental delusions. I talk about some shit we all know about. You know what I'm saying? You're not a sellout, though. Chris Rogan is. Yeah, I'm definitely not a sellout. I don't know that Rogan is. And actually, you know what? I say I'm not a sellout. But dude, if some commercial wanted to advertise on my channel, let's say, they said, okay, we know you don't want to monetize, but if you play this 30-second clip on your channel, we're going to give you, $50,000 or something. I would play it. I'd play it. Shit. And not because I'm a sellout or I want to hurt anybody, because I have to survive in a monetary fucking reality. That's not my fault. Like, I didn't choose that. I hate that about this reality. That's what I'm subjected to. It's a slave system amongst the highest mon of truthers. Thank you, Bronze. Who wouldn't laugh out loud? Yeah, really. Everybody watching this would. And I wouldn't blame you for it. I'd be cheering you on. If John hit me up and said, hey, Chris, I started a YouTube channel and this this butt plug porn site hit me up and said, man, if you just play this 30-second clip, we'll give you 50 G's. And he's like, and I did it. I'd be like, fuck yeah, bro. Shit. Good for you, motherfucker. You made 50 G's, bro. God damn, good for you, bro. I'd be happy for him. Wouldn't be like, look, he sold out. Okay, dead-eyed mind virus retards, go fucking talk to yourselves in your little cult corner. We are all bitches to the Matrix. Absolutely. Anybody that tells you different, oh no, we're man, shut up. Shut up. Be honest. Quit fucking lying to yourself because you know you're powerless on the inside. I mean, if they told to say the soul trap isn't true for money, you wouldn't sell out. Wait. I mean, if they told you to say the soul. Oh no, hell no, I wouldn't sell out. Fuck no, not just run out. Okay, I know what you mean. Oh no, okay, you're saying literally become an agent. To me, that's an agent. Or no, I'm sorry, that's not an agent. That's a shill. What you just said to me is a shill. That's somebody that knows they're lying and making money. That dude, there ain't too many. To me, a shill, bro. To me, a shill is lower than a child sniffer. I ain't bullshitting, bro. A shill to me is lower on the totem pole on the food chain than a cockroach, bro. Than a fucking maggot. Yeah, I would never sell out like that kind of way. You're talking about becoming a shill, bro? Hell no. I'd rather blow my fucking own head off than fucking become a shill. Shills are little bitches to me, the ultimate little bitch too, because a shill's also evil. It's not just like they're just, you know, because okay, so if this is a soul trap, and then I were to sell out and start saying, no, I don't think it is, and somebody was paying me to be that way, I'm literally, or potentially, I guess you could say, literally trapping souls potentially in a realm forever that suffers them. No, I'm good. I'm good, bro. I don't want to become Satan today. I'm fine. Child sniffer. I can't believe this actually exists. Well, child sniffer is a term I use for those PDF files. You know what I'm saying? The Joe Bidens in this realm. If you know what I'm saying, John, is why you said what you're saying, then yeah, I also can't believe something like that exists. Like, what the fuck would you look at a baby and see something attractive? You fucking weird ass motherfucker. Fuck is wrong with you? Anyways, don't get me started on these. What's happening to non-conformist radio? He's still. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There's probably one of my favorite channels. There's another one gone. And you know what? I always forget to mention nonconformist because really he doesn't upload that often. I just realized when you said that, I realized, man, there's a comfort zone I'm missing in my life. Where the fuck are his fucking videos? But if I say his videos bring me comfort, is he gonna? And I'm not trying to guilt trip him. If he has his reasons or issues, whatever, man, do what you got to do. I'm saying if I say, man, I struggle too. What about old Chris? I watch Nonconformist. That's one of the, what did I say, 4 or 5 channels I watch now? Well, now we're down to 4 or 3. Now we're down to 4 or 3. It's like, man, what about me though, man? Who the fuck's got a bleeding heart for me? I think Rogan knows these truths, but paid to be. I don't think Joe Rogan knows diddly shit. Sell out. I don't think so. I think with Rogan, here's what I think happened with that whole moon landing switch, because he used to be a moon landing's complete bullshit. This and that. Joe Rogan could have gone on he probably still could, for an hour or two off the top of his head about how the moon landing's bullshit, the multiple light direct. He knew everything about it. And then he was just like, he got to the point where saying, I don't know. And the truth is when the whole world comes at you with, well, answer me this, answer me this, answer me this. And they're all brainwashed globetards. I almost don't blame him for saying, well, you know what? I wasn't there. I can't say for sure. Did he sell out, or was he subjected to the cult of reality anytime you propose an opposing opinion to their current beliefs? People get weird, bro. People are weird. And I'm sure you all know, people are really fucking weird. If you want to see and I'm talking about even if you work in customer service, you know that how weird people can be. Bro, make a YouTube channel and start having different opinions on people, and you'll see just really how weird motherfuckers can be, bro. I'm from the UK too. That nonconformist talk he had with Mariah was one of my favorite ever. What's that? I don't think I've seen that with Mariah. Who's that? Yeah, that was a good one, Adam. What are you guys talking about? Link me that video, or what's it called? If you guys could do that for me. What's the name of that video? Hey, Chris, how are you? I'm okay, Longboard. How you doing, brother? Did you notice that Stephen from the Santy Machine has over 2.5 thousand videos before he privated his channel, but now after unprivate, he only has 400 vids. Why is it so? I have no idea, but I'm glad. Fuck him and everything about him. I'm not a fan of that guy. You do know that guy attacks me all the time on his channel, right? Like he hates my guts. He tells people I'm a demon, a shill, an agent, a piece of shit. That guy's a fucking psych patient that needs his channel completely removed from the internet because everything that's ever come out of his stupid gray dying mouth was something retarded. If his channel is getting shut down, good riddance. He deserves it. That piece of shit sent me emails after my mother died telling me to flush that old whore down the toilet, and he's glad she died on the toilet and this and that. Like, fuck him and everything about him. I hope that dude fucking dies in a fire somewhere. Isn't uploading much now either. Yep. Another one of my favorite channels. Think he deleted it? You think who deleted what, Bronze? Are you saying Joshua did? I'm working my shit customer service job currently. What up, Shauna? How you doing? It's not always shit. Every once in a while, you do meet like this beautiful, harmonic, peaceful soul that's gentle and just gives you hope for humanity. But the most of them are nasty. The Mariah chat. Hello? Is that the name of the thing? The Mariah chat? I'll have to check that out. I just checked nonconformist. He's deleted everything. It's a burden. It's a heavy burden. Most people don't realize it. Especially when, the cops start showing up to your house asking you if you know any information about this other truth channel that may have just potentially killed themselves. And they're showing up to your house. The private investigators are knocking on your door. It gets to a little bit of a different level of seriousness then you go, man, you start thinking to yourself, then Discord chats I was a part of where I was saying, this place is hell and it's suffering and it's meaningless. Man, did I contribute to these people going and offing themselves? Am I a part of that? This is a big burden to carry. It ain't just get on here and chat and laugh and have a good time. Like, there's a lot of things that go through old Chris Sedaris' mind that he don't talk about. That's unfortunate that he's gone. He's one of my favorite channels ever. So can't wink, sadly. That was a banger. Oh, great. Most people are just so self-absorbed and entitled. It's what shocks me. Working with people, I'm just not like that. The thing is there were some pleasures this hell realm couldn't work because everyone would realize nobody would have kids. Yeah. There has to be hope for this hell realm to work. Here's what I think. I think if you make it such a dark, give me a sec here, guys. I'm like actually struggling to breathe right now because if I take, like I said, if I take deep breaths, that's when the pain like really fucks me up. So I end up doing these like short breaths. But I think that it's such a hell realm that eventually AI is going to fix it all and make it better, and people will stop questioning if it's a hell realm, and they'll always relate their present realm to those old days when it was real bad. You remember back, but it all may be scripted anyway, so I don't know why I even care. That is what's going to happen. Humanity's eventually, AI is going to get to the point where it's solving all of our problems, all of our issues. It's growing all of our agriculture. It's 3D printing all of our homes. We're going to get to a point where AI is doing everything for us. And it will be a much better reality than the current one, where we struggle and slave and war for no reason. But it's still going to be in the matrix. That's the important part. Have you heard of Kenneth Law? He was on Discord selling death kits. Canadian man? No, I haven't heard of him. And I don't want to know about him. Chris, search for this Burning Dust Chameleon Girls original music video. My ideas is working. Oh, you went and found some AI fucking sexy music video or something, John? All right, John, I'll do it, but you got to help me write the prompts. And remember, we got to write these prompts pretty specific. This isn't some goofy, silly shit I'm doing on stream where we fool around. Like, we have to get into detail. Her eyes are green. Her hair is red. She has these types of facial features. She looks like this type of ethnicity. These are the background. We got to take it serious, bro. Chris, what's your thoughts about flat earth theory? Not the mainstream one. I think we're in snow globe realm. That's what I believe. I think we're in some sort of globe. Everything around it doesn't exist, or it's uh, uh, impenetrable. The dirt is about halfway through the globe. Up here's where the clouds and the sky and the sun and the moon go. Down here's Earth. You can only go down so far. You can only go out so far, and you can only go up so far. We're in a firmament enclosed dome inside of frozen oxygen. That's what I think the Earth is personally. If you want whether it's a fireball, that's what I personally believe. And I'm not a fan of beliefs. People that say the continents used to fit together this type of way are forgetting the fact that the continents are still fitting together that type of way today. Do they think that like the continents are like floating islands or something? That they all like they're still connected. There's Earth underneath the water. What do you mean they all used to fit together? Like they're not floating. Like, well, anyways, the whole Pangea, I don't know. I think it's all silly. There may be more land that we're unaware of. Who knows? Maybe we're such a low level meat monkey type creature that can't be trusted with current day technology that they purposefully keep us in this area. Like basically keep them over there in their little concentration camp. Those meat monkeys are too violent to have around conscious, elegant, divine souls. Keep them trapped over there in their little prison. Maybe something like that's going on. I don't know. There's some dudes who think we live the same lives over and over again. What's your thoughts on that? I don't know. I do see repeating themes in family lines. I do see that happening. But I don't know. Unfortunately, it's almost impossible to obtain. Maybe that's just related to the fact that you're very similar to your father and your father's brother, and your father, your brother's similar to your father and your father's brother. So that could just be something like that. But if I had a previous life, I was actually a different ethnicity in my other lives. I think in my previous life, I was a black woman once, and maybe even a white woman once. I would always get these images when I would meditate of somebody else's life that wasn't mine. There's dudes who think, maybe, I don't know. I think that oh man, shit, I never put on live chat or fucking told T to come, but I think that there may be something to the quantum immortality theory. Like, there's plenty of times now in my life where I'm pretty sure I could have died, but I'm still here. And I know other people that are like, dude, I'm pretty sure I've died like 8 times. I even tried to commit S word. Like, I know people that have actually pointed the gun at their head and pulled the trigger, and the gun would lock up or not work. And then they would point the gun away from them and it would fire. And then they would point it back to their head again. It would lock up again. And then it would fire again. And I've heard this story multiple times. I think we die all the time. And then in that timeline, your family experiences your S word. That way, there's so much loose produced in that timeline. But then another timeline keeps going on where you never did, so that it can keep feeding off your suffering and misery. That way, there's an endless amount of loose in all directions, like a quantum computer. You know what I'm saying? The shoulder's getting bad, so I'm probably going to wrap this one up. Unfortunately, it's almost impossible to obtain a firearm here in New Zealand. Otherwise, I would have blown my brains out already. That's not good, Adam Walker. Is Israel Adesanya really that much of a letdown to you New Zealanders over there that you're ready to just end it because of him? Unfortunate, bro. You know, as a fighter, Adesanya's one of my favorite fighters of all time. Probably up there in top 10, maybe top 15. But uh, as a person, he's weird. He's a weird dude. He's like an interesting guy. I mean, what the fuck was that shit about with Duplessis or whatever, where he got in his face and he kept calling him the N word? Because I guess Duplessis is another fighter, but he's a white guy complexion, we'll say, but he's actually South African. He's an actual born and raised African. He fights for Africa. And I don't know how that bothered Adesanya. I guess just because he's African New Zealander. It's like, dude, you're claiming New Zealand anyways. You ain't claiming Africa. Why is that making you so mad? But he kept calling him an N-word just because he was claiming Africa. He would be the first African champion. I think Ngannou was the first African champion, wasn't he? Ngannou's really from Africa. It's almost impossible to change fire. Or no, who was the first African champion? I'm not talking about African American. I'm talking about African. There's plenty of African American champions. Fucking Tyron Woodley. What's that bald dude's name? I'm not a fan of his fights. He's kind of has the Khabib approach. Usman. There's been plenty of African Americans, but they're Americans. They're claiming America. They're not claiming Africa. Seems like the only way I could do it is get my. Why would you blow your brains out anyways? That's a terrible way. Like, dude, like. Anyways, that's the. I just can't agree with that. I don't like talking about S word. It comes up a lot just because of the content I produce. But I don't like talking about it. Like, oh, this is a good way to do it. Like, but I want to say this. If I knew I was done, I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm done. Had just about enough of this simulation. Can't take no more. I am done. Bro, I'm not going to just fucking end my beautiful consciousness on some chunks of meat on the ground. I worked too goddamn hard for this fucking brain. I'm going to strap some fucking C4 to my shit and run up in some political rally and be like, goodbye, demons. Boom. Like, I'm not just going to go out like some little buster ass fuck boy. I mean, no, I shouldn't say that. Buster ass fuck boy. Like, if that's your choice, whatever. I know this place is hell. I'm not trying to belittle you. I'm saying, goddamn, don't waste your life. Like, that's a waste of your meat monkey. At least put that motherfucker to good use. Duplessis gets into people's heads real quick. He does. I think he's unintentional too. I don't think he's intentionally trying so hard to talk shit. I think he's just being honest, but it comes off very fucking disrespectful, and he bothers people. Do you reckon we experience death, or we just wake up like it was a dream, or we straight back being born again? I don't know, Bronze. I was forcefully subjected into this reality. So I think whatever I want don't even matter anyways. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. I'm on a conveyor belt here. This is a linear path. This is not a choose your own adventure book. It is a choose your own adventure book. That's a good way to describe this reality. But it's all in the same book, isn't it? Kumaru fought for Nigeria. Yeah, but he ain't from Nigeria, is he? Or no, he was from Nigeria, wasn't he? Oh, yeah, that's right. Kumaru Usman was the first African champion. Was he the first? Man, I don't know, bro. I've been watching UFC so long, bro. I've seen, I don't know, about 1 trillion fights now. I've been watching UFC since the fucking, we go to the fucking video store and rent the fucking thing and bring it home. And now we're all like, we can't even believe this shit's happening type shit. You know, I couldn't believe UFC when I first saw it as a kid, when I was like 12. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, there was literally just, it would have like 170-pound dude in there with a 400-pound fucking sumo guy fighting each other, no weight class, bare knuckle, kicking each other in the mouth, watching their teeth fly out, no mouth guard, no, just literally like a bare knuckle. Man, that shit was crazy. I couldn't even believe it. It was literally like street fighting. I mean, about as close. They couldn't scratch, bite. They couldn't grab the guy's balls or punch him in the balls. Or no, they could. Actually, in the beginning, they could. I remember one dude doing that. He started punching the dude right in his fucking dick. The actual real elites who are the Illuminati. They're game characters, bro. They're avatars to the game master. That's what they are. If they want to, I don't know, eat baby blood that night, they'll jump into the body of some demonic elite puppet that they fund and give the life that they want to it, and then they have that little creepy experience through that human. Probably reside beyond. Yeah. I thought about that longboard. Maybe there's a hidden land somewhere in our current domed reality that they don't want us in. And to take it a step further, maybe because of the laws of duality, that by keeping us in a stressed out struggle realm all the time, that they get to have that lovely, nice, beautiful, rich, nice, and pampered environment. That because of the duality nature of reality, they must make us struggle and suffer so that they can have an even better existence. Isn't that crazy? Please don't end yourself. It's hard and horrid, but you're just going to be reborn to live out the years you agreed to, and then there's no way of escaping. You won't remember this knowledge. Chris, you are a bloody legend, mate. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate you, brother. I don't know how I'm a legend, but I appreciate you, dude. I'm going to wrap this one up. I appreciate everybody for coming in. Give me the thumbs up, guys, because supposedly it helps. Supposedly it helps. Share this. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I'm going to end up becoming one of these fucking dickheads and still never go anywhere. The UFO abductions is probably all about taking them to those lands of the elites where the elites consume them. It is to maintain their health status, and it's most definitely their diet. Dude, so longboard, here's how it works, bro. I'm going to say this and wrap this one up. So where they live at, it's all technologically advanced. Like they built their society off our stress, struggle, and that's why they keep us here. That's why the Antarctic Treaty, they're literally keeping us imprisoned with their little happy fucking place over here. Their what's it called? Their what's that one that's missing now? That land that was supposedly so advanced or whatever. I forget the name of it now. It slips my mind. I know somebody will say it. But they have their Atlantis. They have their little Atlantis over here, and we all struggle and suffer. And all the money that gets put into these programs really just made to build their society, and they literally used us like a farm so that they could build their whole society over there. And it's so advanced because again, you got to keep in mind what what we see is shit that they had 50 years ago in the most wealthiest families. And that just probably gradually got to a point where they were so far advanced to us that they just used us like an old shitty farm and use that to build their society. But they're so advanced. I think that those UFOs are drones. They're like sort of just self-driven, automated, kind of like Google Earth automated drones. And I think that the aliens in them are also a type of biological android, maybe even grown technology. Why would they send if you're so technologically advanced, why would you send your actual real people over there? Why would politicians even be real people? You would just send in clones or something you grew in a vat, send the aliens over there. They'll take care of the job. So what the aliens do is they come, they find you, they stick the probe up your ass, and they take back the stool sample and analyze it. And they see if you're edible. And if you're edible, then they end up sending in the ships later, make sure you're not a contaminated human. They make sure that their livestock is nice and healthy before they consume the blood of their victims. So they send in the android aliens to take the fucking butt stool samples and fucking abduct these poor farm animals. And then once they know they got to prime a proper sample cow, then they consume them. It's hard to remember which is going to be reborn. Yeah, I don't know. I hope, or maybe when we die, it just all ends, Shauna. I mean, who really knows? Who really knows? I mean, I've heard 1,000 times people that committed S word having to come back and redo what they agreed to in contracts. But I don't agree to no contracts. I certainly don't agree to any spiritual contracts. That doesn't even make sense in my mind. Imagine making a spiritual contract. That's silly. UFO abductions is probably all about taking those land. Yeah, maybe you're right, dude. Maybe you're right. And the butt probes are just to see if it's grade A meat. Go back and abduct the one you planted the chip in. We will now consume its meat. This is some top quality stuff, bro. No, it's not. Michael, my channel is not top quality. But I know what you're saying. If you appreciate the content, thank you. Maybe these archons are the elite running this crap. Yes, I'm telling you, they're either possessed, controlled, grown. They're androids. The archons control this reality 100%. Technology itself is the archons. Technology itself is the archons. Technology itself is not human made. It's absent to it's not human nature to create technology. I hate to say it. If you find a tribe even today that hasn't been seen in 1,000 years, they're a couple steps above monkeys. They're stupid. They're not that intelligent. They're uneducated. They're great at hunting, agriculture, building huts and shit. They do not have hoverboards, AI computers, vehicles, mopeds. They don't even have helmets that you would wear on a moped. Technology is not of human nature. Maybe these archons. I don't know. I think that we're in. Here's what I think. We're in a massively multiplayer online experience to these archons, demons, entities, aliens, whatever you want to call them. That's what I think. They run the show, and this simulation gets patches or updates every once in a while. Any contact we don't remember are made under duress, therefore not applicable. How do you think the elites look like? Any contact we don't remember are made under duress, therefore not applicable. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. Any contact. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. How do you think the elites look like? Ugh, I don't know, like mantids or something. They look like mantoids. Jupiter Ascends shows the archons as just the foot soldiers. Yeah, they're the tools. They're the gamers. I mean, I don't know. Ugh. Maybe it was better growing food and riding a horse. Yeah, maybe we were better off as meat monkeys living off the land. I don't think so. I really believe if you had me grow up in like the old Western days time, like the Red Dead Redemption's time, we'll say, or I don't know, maybe a more peaceful, harmonic time, living off the land would be better than that. But like maybe you should say, put me in that realm or the technology current realm, I would probably choose this realm. Just as much as I hate this reality, I would be really bored, I think, just living off the land, not having access to any technologies and stuff. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I would have liked it better. Maybe if I lived both lives, I would have an opinion about it to begin with. Maybe that's why we live multiple lives. Maybe we live a life and then we're intrigued about living a different one. I don't know. I know I'm done after this one. I've had just about enough of the human experience. I think it's silly, childish, weird, abusive, disgusting, even in some cases, disgusting. What humans have to experience is grotesque. But, anyways, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. Thanks for coming. Do all the shit that helps my videos. I would appreciate it, guys. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Take care. I seen people pushing the heart. Thank you, guys. I love you guys. Yeah, me too. Gameplays us. If I just fix my diet up for a few days, don't eat anything with any seed oils in it, the inflammation should subside. But I'll do the best I can. Thank you, brother. Anyways, I love you guys, and I hope abundance, happiness, peace, prosperity comes to you guys. I know it won't, but I hope it does. Maybe the knowing is what makes it that way. Well, who knows? Maybe if I wasn't subjected to a realm that made me know it to be that way, I wouldn't be stuck knowing it that way. Anyways, I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. I eat plenty of meat normally, longboard, not so much lately, but I am trying to reduce the inflammation, so I'm kind of staying away from it. But anyways, all right, I'll catch you guys on the next one.